15 miles or less. So, not only intelligent, he's
Impressive. All right. Young man, welcome, okay? All right. Okay, let's go ahead and summon our jurors first, please. Thank you.
Yo, bro is big as fuck now, bro. What is he eating in prison, bro? Damn, they got him eating good.
I said he's crispy. So hot. I got you. Yeah, I already have.
Nah, bro, doing good, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
everybody's present.
All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, Ms. Love, you may continue with your examination, madam.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon again, Mr. Stevens.
Good afternoon.
Did you have a good lunch?
I ate some trail mix.
Some trail mix? Okay, well, if you get hungry, let us know. We'll stop, right?
Right.
All right. So when we last left off at lunch, you were talking about the hand signs that you know are affiliated with sex, money, murder. Would you tell the jury how it is that you are aware that those are hand signs that are affiliated or connected with
Excuse me.
sex, money, murder?
Really? Like word of mouth? Like, being around, being in the streets.
Being around and being in the streets. Have you ever used those hand signs?
I have.
Have you ever falsely claimed sex, money, murder?
No one, I never got jumped in. I never knew anyone who's like really official.
You said something interesting just now. You said, I never got jumped in. Would you tell the juries what that is?
Like the initiation process.
And what is the initiation process?
Being jumped in.
I asked that question narrow.
What is?
Yeah.
The question is just broad.
I'm gonna overrule the objection at this point in time, Mr. Steele.
Thank you, Your Honor. You may answer that question.
The initiation process.
Yes, you said that being jumped in was the initiation process.
Right.
And I asked you, what is the initiation?
I apologize as well. I think that is mischaracterizing the statement of Mr. Steele. I object. One more question.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna overrule the objection, Mr. Steele.
You may answer the question for the jury.
The initiation process.
Yes, what is it?
Oh, to be jumped in.
What does that consist of?
A fist fight.
Fist fight?
Yes.
It's fine.
Between who?
A person who's already in and a person who's trying to get in.
And to what end? How long does the fist fight have to take place?
I guess to the person who initiating the person say it's enough.
How do you know that?
All that type stuff was going on in the juvenile facility that I was in.
Now, my question to you, and I appreciate your answer, was have you ever falsely claimed sex money murder?
I never been jumped in.
I'm asking you.
So I never went.
I'll sustain the objection. Let him finish, Miss Lau, okay?
I never went through the process of being jumped in the initial game.
Have you ever falsely claimed sex money murder?
Yes.
You have falsely claimed it.
Yes.
Where and how often?
So I've never been jumped in. So like ever since I started saying it, ever since I was in juvenile and I got a tattoo of a bee. It's basically.
Say that one more time.
Ever since I was in juvenile and I got a tattoo of a bee.
And you got a tattoo of a bee.
Yes.
Now, is Rock Crew affiliated with sex money murder?
I'm Rock Crew and I know about sex money murder, so yes.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
I'm a part of Rock Crew. I was a part of Rock Crew, and I was a part of sex money murder. So, yes.
Are other members of Rock Crew a part of sex money murder?
My other members are part of Rock Crew, sex money murder. Yes.
Do you see any members of Rock Crew or any people who were members of Rock Crew in the courtroom today?
Just asking questions they were asking on the live now.
No one
No,
in
this
this
shit.
courtroom was
Just lawyer, bro.
initially raised on Cleveland. So there's no way that they can be part of Rock Crew.
So,
Bro, this lawyer, bro.
that there's no one in this courtroom
She was supposed to run.
ever a member of Rock
The
Crew?
question was
No
the
one in this
people
courtroom
that were
was
part of
raised on
YSL
Cleveland with me
in the courtroom. Now she's
to be
changing into the
able to
Rock
be a
Crew.
part of
Dumbass.
crew called Raised on Cleveland.
And she's the one, I think, by the way, that was making an example about Naruto in the court. Like, that shit was crazy, bro. Like, what the hell was that?
Mr. Stevens, I appreciate what you're telling us. I'm asking you, was anyone in this courtroom besides yourself ever a member of Rock Crew?
So is it forming the question, Mr. Harvey? Okay, all right. I sustain that objection. All right, you can rephrase, madam, if you can.
Was anyone in this courtroom besides yourself ever a member of Rock Crew?
No, because you have to be born and raised on Cleveland Avenue to be a part of Rock Crew.
Was anyone in this courtroom besides yourself
Oh.
ever affiliated with Rock Crew?
Yes, because they know me.
Who?
Bro is gonna
Some of them
snitch.
weren't even around when the rock crew era was going on. They kind of been like, dang.
Damn.
No, cause none of them be like a part of rock crew.
Okay, so you said none of them could be, so
No.
no one here in this courtroom besides yourself, it's your testimony, has ever been affiliated with Rock Crew?
No. A part of rock crew? I don't understand.
What part don't you understand?
The question. The entirety of the question.
Okay. Is there anyone in this courtroom besides yourself who's ever claimed to be a part of or affiliated with Rock Crew?
No, no one claimed rock crew.
Speculation.
I sustained a suit. That was Mr. Sharp and Mr. Matthews sustained us to both grounds. So you can rephrase now.
To your knowledge, has anyone in this courtroom besides you ever claimed to have been affiliated with Rock Crew?
Can going to neighborhood clubs be a form of affiliation?
I can't answer the question or testify. You have to tell the jury whatever your answer is.
If that is the case, yes.
And so, who are these people?
I
Bro.
went to the club with rock crew because that was my answer to my question.
Okay, so, sure, let's start with that. Who are those people
That I've clubbed with, that I've been to a club with.
that you said went to the club with Rock Crew?
I almost been to a club with every one of them except the younger one.
Would you name the people here?
Hey, she's asking something
First
else
and
now.
last
Yes, sir.
Bro, it's in
one,
hard
to my
words,
best
brother.
ability.
Okay.
Dang, I don't even know his name.
What do you call it?
Quay,
Okay, who else?
Jeffrey
You know his last name?
Williams,
Okay,
Shannon Stillwell,
okay.
and I don't know his name. I don't know his last name, but I call him Quay. And DeMonte,
Kendrick,
yes.
how long have you known Quay?
Kendrick?
I'll rule the objection, Mr. Matthews.
Which one?
You know what? I'm glad you asked me that. Tell me who in this courtroom you're referring to as Quay by the clothing that they are wearing. Let's start with the first Quay.
The first Quay is right here with the brown.
Okay? And when you say right here with the brown, is he seated between a man in a purple suit and a man in a blue suit?
Yes.
Okay? And who is the second Quay?
In the back, in the far back.
Your Honor, would the record reflect that the first Quay was identified as Mr. Marquadius Huey?
It shall.
And you said the second Quay is in the back?
Yes.
What is he wearing?
Black
And where is he seated?
in the back.
Next to whom?
You asked me to say their name. I don't know the
I'm
name.
asking you to describe what they're wearing.
A gentleman in a brown suit and gray suit.
So a gentleman on one side in a brown suit,
Yes.
and a gentleman in another side on the gray suit?
Yes.
Is he seated at the first table, the second table, or the third?
Bro, they got the camera on you, bro.
Second table.
And is he the second person from the end to your left?
Yes.
Your Honor, would the record reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Cormadius again?
It shall.
Thank you. So how long have you known Mr. Marquavius Huey, whom you call the first class?
I already know of him. He used to come to the Cleveland Avenue Park and play basketball with us.
So, what's the answer? How long have you known him?
So the time frame I have problems with, man. I've been telling you this since I've been up to understand.
Bro is guilty as fuck. My bad for like.
You know if you've known
Look at
him
Brody,
longer
bro.
than-
Look at that. Look at this, bro. It's all gang signs set on his face.
So can I say I knew him before I went to prison?
It is the truth.
Yes.
When did you go to prison?
2015.
So you knew him before 2015.
It's been a long time.
And what about Jeffrey Williams? How long have you known him?
Of course, before I went to prison.
I'm sorry.
I said before I went to prison, but like probably 3 years before that.
Why did you say, of course, before I went to prison?
No, because I used prison as an example to help me time frame the first person that I referenced to. So I'm going to use prison to help me with the time frame for the second person I referenced to.
And how long have you known Shannon?
I met Shannon in like probably 2014, 2013, probably 2014, 2013.
2014 or 2013?
Yeah.
And what about Diamante?
I actually went to elementary school with him. I didn't see him again until after prison, after elementary school.
So how long has that been? Since what year?
Excuse me.
So I went to elementary school with him. I didn't see him again until after I was released from prison. So I really don't know too much of the adult him. I knew him as a child.
Now, did you went to elementary school, were you living on Cleveland Avenue while you were in elementary school?
Yes.
Where was Diamante living during this time?
I'm not sure. I just know we was in third grade together.
Okay. And how long have you known Cormavius Mills, the one you call second wife?
He's younger than me, so I knew of him to be out and about around the neighborhood, hanging with like some of the more guys younger than me. And when I came home from prison, he was older and like we probably got to really kick it for like a year, and he went back to jail. So I technically know like.
Come on up, Mr. Harvey. deny the motion as proffered. Ladies and gentlemen, just as an instruction to you to disregard the witness's last statement, okay? All right, continue.
Mr. Stevens, using only numbers and not referring to anything else, is it fair to say that you've known Mr. Cornelius Nichols since? I need to read.
I'm going to overrule your objection, sir. Go ahead, madam.
Since around 2015 or a little bit after, without, that's yes or no?
So when you begin with your question and someone says objection, it like throw my whole train of thoughts off.
Okay. So I asked you how long you've known Cornelius Nichols, the person that you refer to as the second play. And then I am asking you, is it fair to say that you have known him since around 2015 or a little bit after?
That's
Yes
fair.
or no?
Yes,
That's it?
yes.
All right. Now, since we also talked about sex, money, murder, to your knowledge, is there anyone in this courtroom who has claimed sex, money, murder?
Not to my knowledge.
Would you tell the jury what someone would do in your presence that would make you consider them to be claiming sex, money, murder?
In my presence?
An example of something you would need to see a person do for you to perceive them as claiming sex, money, murder.
I think I'll go by what they tell me.
Okay. Would you also go by hand signs that they do in front of you?
No, because anyone can do that.
Have you seen anyone in the courtroom do sex, money, murder hand signs?
They could have been doing any type of hand signs.
Have you seen anyone in the courtroom doing sex, money, murder hand signs?
They could have been doing any hand signs.
You could have. I'm not certain I understand your answer. Would you clarify whether or not you have seen anyone in the courtroom do hand signs that you recognize to be sex, money, murder hand signs?
So they could have been doing a particular hand sign, and it could have been meaning something totally different from sex, money, murder.
Have you seen any that you recognize as being like sex, money, murder?
I don't recall.
We talked a little bit before lunch about members of Rock Crew and gang activity. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you have personal knowledge of whether any of your family was selling drugs for Rock Crew?
Do I have personal knowledge that any of my family?
You said that.
Hold on. Come on up.
Somebody's asking I could gave him the smart water. Cause they ain't saying nothing, bro.
Mr. Stevens, you may answer the question. Did you need me to ask it again? To your knowledge, has any member of your family sold drugs for Rockford?
What? Oh, thank you. Good night, Boo Boo.
Yeah, I'll state the objections to form. Can you rephrase that, madam?
Yes. When were your brothers members of Rockford?
Yes, Boo Boo. Ah, thank you.
Good night, Boo.
Good night, Juju. We'll see you tomorrow, man.
So we all, my brothers. So we all, I'm speaking on behalf of my brothers. we all like gravitated towards the streets at the same time.
So are you able to tell the jury, to any degree of specificity, the time during which your brothers were acting as members of Rock Crew?
I'm sorry, but I told you I'm bad with timing.
It's okay, you don't have to apologize. So, understanding that at any time when they were a part of Rock Crew, were your brothers, do you know whether your brothers sold drugs on behalf of Rock Crew?
No.
Is your answer no, you do not know, or no, they never did?
I know my brothers didn't sell any drugs on behalf of Rock Crew.
I'm going to show you what has been marked and already been, and thank you, by the way, for your answers. I'm going to show you what has been marked and already been provided to the defense as State's Exhibit. As State's Exhibit 1U. One, U as in uniform. 2U. 3U. 4U. 5U. 6U. 7U. 8U. 8U Bravo, lowercase b. 9U. And ask you if you recognize the images. Yes, sir. Sure.
Yes.
Of course. And ask you if you recognize, without commenting on what they are, because until they are introduced, we can't show the jury, okay?
Yes.
So I'm gonna put them in front of you one at a time. Do you recognize that image depicted in the photograph label States Exhibit 1U?
Yes. Yes.
Do you recognize the image depicted in 2U?
Yes.
Do you recognize the image depicted in 3U?
Yes.
Do you recognize the image depicted in 4U?
Yes.
Do you recognize the image depicted in 5U?
Yes.
Do you recognize the image depicted in 6U?
Yes. That.
Just not saying what it is.
Oh no. All
Okay,
right.
you recognize the image? You recognize the images depicted in 7U?
Yes.
You recognize the image depicted in 8U?
Yes.
Do you recognize the image depicted in 8UB as in Bravo?
Yes.
And do you recognize the image depicted in 9U?
Yes.
Do you recognize, are each of these images depicting you or a part of your body?
Yes.
Or something affiliated with you? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, and are they fair and accurate representations of each of the images I've shown you?
You ain't show me them right now.
These are not ones that
They ain't got nothing to do with me.
They are you, but they're smaller pictures.
Oh, all right.
So, are they fair and accurate representation?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state tenders, 1U through
Uniform, okay.
1 uniform.
Through 7,
9 uniforms, inclusive of the photographs, which include the Bravo designation. So it's,
which one has a,
that would be,
8 has a uniform Bravo designation?
yes, Your Honor.
Any other one?
And I believe there is only that one in this set of photographs.
Any objection to states 1 uniform through 9 uniform? Council? All right. States 1 uniform, 2 uniform, 3 uniform, 4 uniform, 5 uniform, 6 uniform, 7 uniform, 8 uniform Bravo, and 9 uniform are admitted and may be published as you see fit.
All right? So, I'm now publishing State's Exhibit 1 uniform for the jury. Can you see it both in front of you and on the screen in front of you, whichever one is easiest for you to look at?
Yes.
And is that a photograph of your neck?
Yes.
Would you tell the jury what it is that is written on your neck?
It's a B with a money bag. It's a F, and it's a L for like with the picture of a gun.
Okay, so you said that the B is a money bag?
Yes.
Right. Is there a color around that?
Yes, it's a color around the F.
What color is it?
Red.
Right. And the B, that's the money bag. What is the F formed from?
So the whole.
But before you get into the whole, can you just, let's go step by step. Can we do that? Is that all right with you?
So I gotta explain the first part to get to the second part. You speaking on the second part. So I'm
He's smart.
from top to the beginning.
We'll go there. Can we start with the F? Just tell the jury what it's formed from, what it's made of.
Oh, what F this is?
Yes, how it's formed. What is that? Forming the letter F.
Bro, he's
It's a
cooking
F,
for
it's
it.
like I want to say it's like a skater brand, like a skateboard brand or something.
Is there a red star in the middle of that F?
Yeah, I got it on
Okay. And what is the L made of? Is that a gun that the L is made of?
my. Yes,
And you wanted to explain something.
yes.
Go ahead.
So it's abbreviated for BFL. So I got the money bag first, so it stands for bank first and last. Basically, put your money first and last.
It does not stand for blood for life.
No, that's why the money bag. I actually got that's why the money bag right there.
Okay. Why is that red star there?
I wanted to add some color to it, and red is the only color that my body will take because of my dark skin.
Yo, where's she going with this, bro? Like,
I'm going to show you
yeah, he's cooking for
what
it.
has been marked as 3 uniform. Can you see what's on the screen for 3 uniform?
Yes,
Would you tell the jury what we're looking at, what part of your body we're looking at
the
in
back,
3 uniform?
the back of my neck.
And what what are the letters printed on the back of your neck that are shown in State's Exhibit 3 uniform?
A K, a A, a N, a T, a F, a I, a G, a H, a T.
And below that, is there another word?
Yes.
What is that word?
F-A-T-E.
Okay. And so what is that sentence, what is that phrase when you put it all together?
Can't fight fate.
Okay. How do you spell can't?
C-A-N-T. T.
Why do you have it spelled with a K on the back of your neck?
Because it was my body and I wanted to do what I wanted to do with my body.
You're entitled. Is there any particular reason you chose to change the letter C to a letter K?
I wanted to seem original, so I initially got the initial quote from a movie called Law Abiding Citizens, and that phrase was an important part in the movie. So, and I didn't want people to think that's where I got it from, so I wanted it to seem original, like I thought of it.
Now, are those letters in ink that are on your neck?
Yes.
Does that wash off?
No.
So it's permanent?
Yes.
Showing you State's 4 uniform. Tell the jury what we're looking at in 4 uniform.
So this is merch from an ongoing show that was going on at the time. It's like stuff that artists sell to like bring in more income from like the initial show. It's like equivalent to performing, so it's like more income.
So being more specific, is that a red hat?
Yes.
And was that your red hat?
Yes.
Are there letters on the red hat?
Yes.
What letters are on the red hat?
Bompton.
Would you spell that for the court reporter?
B-O-M-P-T-O-N.
Now, is that meant to be Compton, but replacing the C with the B?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to show you what we've already admitted as state secret.
Like, yo, take in mind, this is the witness for the state, bro. This nigga Tick is a witness for the state, but this ain't going nowhere, bro. Bro hasn't said shit. Bro is staying solid, like standing on business, bro. Like,
Exhibit 5U uniform. Would you tell the jury what we're looking at in terms of the portions of your body with writing on it in States 5U? Is that your right hand?
So yes, this is my right hand.
And is there writing on the side of your right hand, the back side of your right hand?
Yes.
Is there a word?
Yes.
And what word is written across your right hand?
Cleveland,
Is
yeah.
it still there?
Yes.
Would you hold it up for the jury?
Sorry.
All right. And are there letters written across your fingers of your right hand?
Yes.
What letters are they?
R-O-C.
All right. And are we looking at your left hand in State's Exhibit 6 uniform?
Yes.
What's written on the back side of your left hand? What word?
Ave, short for avenue.
And are there letters on
Yes.
your fingers?
Yes.
What letters?
C-R-R, E, a W.
Are those letters in permanent E?
Yes.
And are they meant to signify the game you mentioned earlier, rock group,
Yes.
or raised on Cleveland?
Yes.
And 7U, is that just your right and your left hand put together?
Yes.
All right. We're going to stop sharing for a moment as I transition. Now, do you remember where it was that you were when State's Exhibit 1 uniform, 2 uniform, 3 uniform where those photographs were taken of you?
Yes.
And were those photographs taken during an encounter with law enforcement?
Yes.
And were those law enforcement officers inclusive of Investigator Belknap?
That was a while ago. I'm not even familiar with.
Okay, fair enough.
I remember the officer who took me to jail because me and him had the last name, and I was joking with him. We got the last name. You can let me go. So that's how I remember that.
All right. Were you being arrested at that time for an incident that occurred on or about October the 11th of 2014?
Yes.
And did that incident involve the armed robbery of a female?
Yes.
And did that armed robbery, were you alleged to have robbed the female of money, a cell phone, and other personal property using a firearm?
Yes, it was $15,000 worth of hair weave.
Okay.
So the allegations and the accusations of the crime were completely false. I went to court, and the judge handled the case, and the charges were dropped.
That was October the 11th of 2014 that that's alleged.
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm going to show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 16U, and without talking about what it is, I need you to just look over it and tell me if you recognize it for the jury. I'm going to let you read each page, but
Can you go back to the front page? Yes. Oh, no. I got it. This same thing.
okay, I'm going to put it right here and let you just flip through it without showing it to the jury.
Okay.
Page by page. Take your time.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I see that.
Sure. Mr. Stevens, let me hold this document. Your Honor, I'm going to approach Mr. Steele. Is that okay?
You may, madam.
This nigga is smart.
Your Honor.
When they say don't say what it is, he tells them what it is.
You're gonna
But
show it to
it's the
you.
same thing I had.
Do you let me let you finish looking at it. That's through the,
I recognize.
you did?
Yes.
All right. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the document? Let me back up and ask you. 16U is composed of 5 pages, right?
Yes.
And is your signature on the 5th page?
Yes.
And did you put your signature on the 5th page?
Yes.
Is this a fair and accurate reflection of the document that you put your signature on?
Yes.
All right. Do you see any material alterations, anything different?
No.
All right. State tender State's Exhibit 16U as evidence, 16 uniform as evidence, Your Honor.
All right, any objection to state 16U? All right, state 16U is admitted, may be published as you see fit.
Thank you, Judge. And I'm now going to show you State's Exhibit 15 uniform, 15 uniform. And ask you if you recognize 15 uniform as well.
Yes.
All right. And how do you recognize 15 uniform without saying what it is? Yes, sir. Sure. Was this a piece of your personal property?
Yes.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of personal property that was taken off you on the date that the other pictures we referenced
Yes.
were taken off?
Yes.
Your Honor, we contender State's Exhibit 15 uniform as evidence.
Any objection? Hearing none, states 15 uniforms admitted may be published as you see fit.
Thank you, Judge. Would you tell the jury what we're looking at in State's 15 uniform?
So
Just start off with what it is, and then you can talk about anything else you want to, okay?
it's a red bandana.
All right. Where was this red bandana on your person?
Probably in one of my pockets.
Which one?
I don't recall.
Did you routinely wear a red bandana? And why did you say, let me back up and change that question. Why did you say probably in one of your pockets?
Because as you can see, the item is on top of my car. So they was like pulling all type of stuff out my car. And that actually, if I'm not mistaken, that has the same words as the other one on the front. It was also merch. And it was like, it went together because that was the, what's the word I'm looking for? That was the, what the song that the merch was pushing. Like that's what the song was.
What was the song?
Lifestyle. So that's the theme of the song, basically, is the word I'm looking for.
Okay, what was the
So if I'm not mistaken, the front of it, I think it had like either Rich Gang or probably the same thing.
You need to look at it again.
Yeah, you can't see it because it's laying on. I mean, you can't flip. This image isn't here.
Okay.
Right.
So you're saying part of what we see is not
Right. So
part of what we
it
can't.
had words on it. It was also tour merch.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's your red car that it's laying on? Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is there something to the left of that red bandana?
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. Money in the form of dollar bills.
Okay. Is that your money?
Yes.
How did you make that money? You remember?
That looked like probably $20. I probably asked somebody to borrow it or something. I don't know.
Okay. And who were or was the artist who did Lifestyle?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Williams?
Yes.
In the courtroom today.
Yes.
What is the theme of the song Lifestyle? You said that Bompton and the red bandana and all of that.
Yes.
What was the theme?
So the colors for initial like Rich Gang collaboration was black and red. So that's where the theme came from.
Okay.
So by him collabing with Rich Gang, they sought to it that the colors be presented with the song, the theme, the image he was trying to present.
Was the red meant to stand for anything in particular?
Nah, it was just the theme, the color of the theme. I think the album cover at that time was like that color or something.
Was the red in any way indicative of the blood gang?
Indicative, I'm sorry.
Was it meant to stand for, represent?
Not from my understanding.
So you don't
No.
have nothing to do with sex, money, murder, or blood?
Yeah.
Okay. Now your legal name is Trontavious What's your whole name? Troctavius, what's your middle name?
Kendall?
Kendall. Are you also called Tick?
Yes.
And how is that spelled?
T-I-C-K?
Alright. Are you also called Slug?
Yes.
How is that spelled?
S-L-U-G?
Have you ever had
Tick slug.
the Instagram handle original slime _ slug?
Yes.
And how long have you had that handle? Do you know since what year approximately?
How long did I have that hammer?
Did you have it in 2014?
Trying to think because I actually lost that page when I went to prison because of I ain't had no phone or anything.
Prior to 2015, is it fair to say you had that handle?
Prior to 2015, yes.
And are you familiar with a handle Thugger1?
Yes.
How are you familiar with that handle? Whose handle is that?
Jeffrey. I
Jeffrey.
think that's like, yeah. Yeah.
Jeffrey who?
Williams?
Okay. The same Jeffrey Williams in the courtroom today?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what I marked as 10 uniform, 10 uniform Bravo, lowercase Bravo, 11 uniform, 11 uniform Bravo, 12 uniform, and ask you if you recognize the images depicted in first starting with 10 uniform.
Yes.
All right. 10 uniform Bravo, is that your face?
Yes.
Your person?
Yes.
And you don't need reading glasses, do you? 'Cause I'm not.
No.
Okay. All right. Can you see, without talking to the jury, do you see
Yes.
your Instagram handle?
Yes.
And do you see the Instagram handle that you referenced a minute ago as well?
Yes.
All right. Are these fair and accurate images so far?
Yes.
All right. What about 11 uniform? You recognize that?
Yes.
All right. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the people who have been photographed in 11 uniform? Is this a fair
Oh, yes.
copy of the picture?
Yeah.
All right. And showing you 11 uniform Bravo. Do you recognize the Instagram handle on 11 uniform Bravo?
Yes.
Is that yours?
Yes.
All right. So is this a fair and accurate reflection of 11 uniform Bravo?
Yes.
Showing you 12 uniform. Do you recognize 12 uniform?
Yes.
All right. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the folks that are depicted inside?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state tended at this time 10 uniform Bravo, 11 uniform Bravo, and 12 uniform.
I want to take a look, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Here, and just for clarity, this is each of those that I had provided.
That's my CDI.
Any objections to 10 uniform Bravo, 11 uniform Bravo, 12 uniform, or 12 uniform Bravo? All right. Those are admitted. They may be published as you see fit.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Stevens, you mentioned merch earlier.
Yes.
What is merch? Is it short for something?
Yes, it's short for merchandise.
Okay.
I think so. I just always said, I always heard the word merch.
Is that what you meant?
Yes.
All right, merchandise. Okay.
You say, is that what I meant it to mean? I meant it to mean merch.
All right, then we'll call it merch.
Right.
All right. Now, during the time that you encountered the detectives when you were being arrested for that armed robbery of the young lady on October the 11th, 2014, did you recall having a conversation with the detectives?
Yes.
And do you recall talking to them about the tattoos that are on your body?
Had been a while. 2014, that was 10 years ago. I don't recall.
All right. You know what? You're better than me. I forgot it was 2014, 2024.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you recall them asking you what Rock Crew stood for?
Again, that was 10 years ago.
Do you recall telling them that you were a member of a gang called Rock Crew?
I'm still gonna go with the time frame.
Understanding the time frame, and showing you as well 16 uniform. On page,
Did you, was I supposed to be reading what you just pointed
not yet.
at? Oh.
On page 3 of 16 uniform, would you read number 5? Just read what it says.
When asked, now,
Yes, please.
when asked by law enforcement about defendant's YSL and Rock Crew tattoo, defendant truthfully advised law enforcement that defendant is a member of a gang called Rock Crew, but that group is no longer going by that name and now goes by YSL, which originally stood for Young Slime Life. Can I explain?
I just needed you to read that, and we'll talk about, let me ask the questions and we can get into that further, okay?
I think if the question called for an explanation, you gets to explain.
Your Honor, the question didn't call for an explanation.
It did, you can follow up later on that, but, so.
All right. And Mr. Smith,
May I impose an objection on that same topic?
Basis?
Yes, Your Honor. I think the witness should be allowed, he was asked whether or not that was his statement.
no, Your Honor.
Actually, the paragraph that was asked to be read was a paragraph that he read that is his statement. So I think he should be permitted.
What's the basis of your objection?
He should be allowed to complete his testimony on that topic.
I'm going to overrule your objection. You, both counsel are apt to, when your examination time comes, to complete that, okay? All right.
I'm going to now show you page 2 of what has already been admitted as State's Exhibit 16 uniform. And I'm going to ask you to read number 1 under the heading Defendant's Factual Acknowledgments. Would you please read that verbatim?
Young Slime Life, aka YSL, is an organization made up of 3 or more members or associated who share common identifiers that include but are not limited to colors, hand signals, and terminology, who have committed crimes intended to increase the notoriety, street credibility, and reputation of YSL.
Okay.
Ms.
Yes, Your Honor.
Love, did you admit 16U? When did you do that?
Your Honor,
I don't think he did. I think it's been shown the witness, but it hasn't been tendered as of yet. I could be wrong. I mean,
16 uniform.
16 uniform. Yes, ma'am. When was it admitted, Christine? Today? Okay, all right, I'm sorry, madam. Continue then. I apologize.
Mr. Stevens, and when you testified earlier in identifying 16 uniform and spoke about your signature, would you please tell the jury what date it is that you signed 16 uniform?
December 29th, 2022.
Okay. Now, were you forced to sign 16 uniform?
No. Persuaded, but not forced.
You were persuaded.
Yeah.
So are you stating now under oath that you did not sign 16
Yes,
uniform freely and voluntarily?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You signed it freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And you understood what you were signing? Did you understand what you were signing? Is a better question.
So, the state's initial offer with this plea.
Understand 16 uniform.
So that was part of my answer. So the state gave my lawyer this plea agreement on the 27th. I was back in court on the 29th. I had 1 day to go over the whole thing. Everyone else who accepted the plea had like a month. I only had 1 day. My initial lawyer withdrew from the case because his wife called.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to my own witness as being
It's not
non-responsive.
responsive, so, sir, answer the question and then you can explain it, okay? Yes or no, and then answer, and then you can explain it.
What was the question again?
Did you understand State's Exhibit 16 uniform when it was placed in front of you?
Yes.
All right. Now, would you please read the very last paragraph of State's Exhibit 16 uniform right above your signature in its entirety?
Trentavious Stevens.
Starting with the word I.
I, Trentavious Stevens, have read and carefully reviewed this agreement. I have reviewed and corrected where necessary for accurate each statement contained in defendant's factual acknowledgement. And I acknowledge the truth and accuracy of each and every statement listed therein. I fully understand this agreement, and I have had an opportunity to discuss this agreement and each of its provisions with my attorney, Ms. Chrissy Gladden. No promises other than those contained in this document have been made to me in furtherance of this agreement. I freely, knowingly, and voluntarily enter this agreement without force, threat, or coercion. Thank you.
You knew what it was, though?
No.
It wasn't explained to you?
Oh, I thought you would ask me about that word.
When you signed this document, did you go over this document with your attorney?
Yes, but not thoroughly.
Okay. Were you asked by Ms. Hilton whether or not you had had time to, and Ms. Hilton is my co-counsel sitting right here.
I'm sorry, I didn't know your name.
Okay. Were you asked by Ms. Hilton at the time that you put your signature on this document whether you had enough time to go over this document with your attorney?
Did she ask me that? Yes.
Did you tell her, yes, you had enough time?
Yes.
Did you tell her you needed any more time to go over it with your attorney?
Yes.
You did tell her that?
I told you that, actually. I asked, because one of the defendants was, you told him that he could come back on Tuesday with his reply, and I asked, can I do the same thing?
Judge, I'm going to object to this as being non-responsive,
Okay,
and I'm going to ask
yeah,
that.
it's non-responsive, so.
I think responsive respectfully.
Sir, I ruled, okay? Don't get a comment on what I say, all right? So I'm ruling on it. His answer's non-responsive. Okay? Do you have another independent objection?
Same objection.
Well, he's non-responsive, so that's clearly a field. So anyways, continue now.
Okay, thank
Sir,
you.
you have to answer the question, then you can explain it, okay?
That's understood, Your Honor.
Okay.
Did you inform Ms. Hilton at the time that you signed this document that you needed any more time to discuss this with your attorney?
No,
Did she inform you that if you needed more time, you would be given more time?
no, because I actually asked for more time before even agreeing to it. I asked you. I asked Miss Chrissy Gladden to ask you because is this okay with everyone? Can I explain? I answered the question first.
Fine.
I'm not being non-responsive. So I asked Miss Christie because I overheard you tell the defendant sitting next to me that he can come back on Tuesday with his answer that he has to because it was the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, to the best of my knowledge. And I asked if I can do the same thing, and you said no.
So, during the time that you
She's fried.
First of all, let me ask you this. Is your testimony that you were given, how much time were you given? When did you find out about this document?
That initial document was given to my attorney on the 27th. I think she told me that yesterday. It was given to her on the 27th. And
You is your testimony that the first time that you saw this document or learned about this document, or even talked to your attorney about this document, was the day you signed it?
no, I didn't say that.
Okay.
I'm telling you the dates. I got it on the 27th, and the 29th was my time to sign.
Did you talk with your attorney about this document when you first learned about it?
On the 27th?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you ask her the questions that you needed to ask her?
Yes. But,
Did she give you answers?
yes.
Did you talk to her any more about it on the 28th?
Yes.
And did you talk to her more about it on the 29th?
On the 29th. Yes. Yes.
And during the time that you were going over this document with Ms. Hilton, did you stop and correct Ms. Hilton and ask for clarification and understanding at some certain points?
I think one time I mentioned that I couldn't understand. Yes.
And did you, where you
But-
found,
I'm sorry, but that was like just asking her to repeat something one time.
you think it was, your testimony is that it was just asking her to repeat something?
Yeah, I read it last night. You want me?
So let me ask you this, what is that document you have in your hand?
It's my transcript of the guilty plea for the. Want me to keep reading?
I just want, it's a transcript of your guilty plea?
Yes.
Did I give that to you?
No.
Did anyone from my office give that to you?
My lawyer gave it to me yesterday.
Did you go over that document with Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams?
No.
All right. Did you go over that document with your attorney?
No.
All right. So you just, did you ask her for that document?
We were supposed to. Oh yeah, I asked her. Yes.
You asked her. Why did you ask her for that document?
So I can go over it. Because when you walk past me in the hallway, that's what you stated that me and you was gonna go over by me coming with you. So I took the initiative to ask my attorney to get me a copy of it so I can go over with her.
Is it your testimony that I told you we were going to go over your transcript?
Yesterday you said when we were walking past, you said, "Come here, we're gonna go over the questions."
That I wanted to ask.
Yes,
So why did you ask for your transcript?
because
I'll sustain the objection.
When I never asked you about a transcript, what prompted you to ask for a transcript?
Because you said questions, and these was the only question that I was asked with my plea agreement.
Did I ask you or tell you that I wanted to talk with you about the things I wanted to ask you on the stand?
You said I have some questions for you, so yeah.
Now, you said that in your plea agreement, in your factual acknowledgement, you said some other things. So let me ask you to read section 2 under defendant's factual acknowledgements, verbatim.
Defendant is one of the founding members of Young Slime Life.
And being that you were the defendant signing this, were you one of the founding members of Young Slime Life?
Yes,
And Young Slime Life, as you noted here, is a gang.
yes,
And would you also read section 3 under defendant's factual acknowledgements? Verbatim.
number 3.
Yes.
Defendant committed aggravated assault as alleged in Act 1 by brandishing a gun at an undercover police officer that was surveilling a vehicle that was hijacked from a woman. Can I explain?
Sure. What is it that you want to explain first? Tell me that. Because I just asked you to read this verbatim.
That's not a question.
Your Honor.
I sustain the issue as the commentary. Okay, just go ahead and continue your next question.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, Mr. Stevens, you
Bro, she's unprepared, bro. Like, what?
Excuse me, can I say something? Can I?
just a second.
All right.
Would you also read section 7, 8, and 9, verbatim, of 16 uniform?
8, 7.
7, yep.
The statements defendant made to police about Rock Crew and YSL as reflected in section 3 and section 4 above are true and accurate.
And what about number 8?
Defendant has been accused of and arrested for robbing women.
All right, and number 9?
Defendant is the person referred to as Tick in the song by Young Thug entitled Ooh. In the verse, she getting robbed by Tick.
Okay. Now, do you know when it was that that particular song was released?
I'm bad with timing.
I'm going to now show you
Tick the slick.
what's already been admitted, as Stacey did it, to uniform, and I'm going to publish it for the jury, Your Honor. So I'm showing you 2 uniforms. All right. Would you tell the jury
Mr.
what
Chair, do you have an
is-
objection, sir?
I had 2 uniforms.
It's been admitted already. To uniform, yeah. Any further inquiry? Okay, all right, go ahead, madam.
Would you tell the jury what it is that we are looking at in 2 uniform that's displayed on the screen?
Yes, it's a tattoo.
Is that permanent ink?
That's permanent ink.
All right, and tell the jury what letters are displayed on State's Exhibit 2 uniform. It's backing up. I'm sorry about this for being confusing. Who is depicted in State's Exhibit 2 uniform?
Me.
All right. And what part of your body is depicted in State's 2 uniform? Is that the left side of your abdomen?
Left side of my abdomen. Yes.
And are there letters written on the left side of your abdomen?
Yes.
Are they still there?
Yes.
Is that permanent ink?
Yes.
Would you tell the jury what the letters that I'm pointing to are? There they go. Those.
A Y, a S, and a L.
All right. And are they colored any particular color?
Yes.
What are they colored?
Red.
And is there a sign or anything else above the Y, the S, and the L?
Yes.
What is that?
A Corvette's car symbol.
Okay. Now, is there a sign to or a picture to the left, and in particular here? What is this?
A marijuana plant.
All right. And below that, what is depicted at the bottom next to the L?
A wad of money.
Okay. Now, are there other words on the lower part of your abdomen?
Yes.
And what is that word?
Love.
And how is the word love spelled out? What pictures are used to spell love? What is the L spelled with?
The L is a gun.
What is the O spelled with?
A grenade.
What is the V spelled with?
2 knives.
And what is the E spelled with?
3 bullets.
All right. All right. I'm going to now show you State's Exhibit 8 uniform. And 8 uniform B, Bravo. Go ahead. Who is it that is depicted in State's Exhibit 8 uniform?
Me.
And what part of your body is depicted in State's 8 uniform?
Lower right. Stomach.
The lower right part of your stomach?
Yeah.
Alright. And is that writing on the lower right part of your stomach still on the lower right part of your stomach?
Yes.
What letters are on the lower right part of your stomach as depicted in 8 uniform?
The letters are a L, a I, a M, and an E.
Is there another letter in front of the L?
You would call that a letter?
You don't?
No, that's like that's a snake.
Okay. So what is it that's depicted on your stomach? What word is it?
So I substituted the initial S to spell slime with a snake.
Okay, so it's meant to spell slime.
Yes.
And the word slime, what does it mean?
Good question. That's a good question. So the S is for love, the L is for love, the I is for I, the M is for me, and the E for everything.
So, that is the only thing that slime meant to you when you had that tattoo put on your body?
Yes, ma'am. That's what it means to. That's what that tattoo means to me.
Is slime ever used in any other kind of way? As by you or any of the people that
like breaking it.
And in showing you 10 uniform on the screen. Who is that person depicted in 10 uniform?
That's me.
And is that something around your neck?
Yes.
What is that?
It's a YSL chain.
All right. And showing you 10 uniform Bravo. All right. I'm gonna put it in front of you so you can see more clearly. It's 10 uniform Bravo an Instagram post.
Yes.
Are you tagged in that Instagram post?
Yes.
And who is it that tagged you in the Instagram post? Who is the photo by?
Thugger 31.
Say it out loud.
Thugger 31.
Thugger 31.
Yes.
What date was the Instagram post made?
Just a bit.
Looking underneath the word ID next to the word taken, what date is indicated? Can you see that?
Yeah, man. So
Just read the numbers as they appear.
2014, 10, 12.
Okay? Is that meant to depict October the 12th of 2014?
Yes.
And is that the day after you are alleged to have robbed the young lady at gunpoint?
That is.
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I asked my lawyer yesterday when that date was.
Now,
Hey, I guess so.
the text in State's Exhibit 10 Uniform Bravo, would you read what the text is? Next to the word text. Can you see it on the screen or do you need me to bring it up?
Yes.
All right. What is that text?
Him and I. So I'm
Starting
oh,
actually
I see what it started
right
from.
here.
So it's a hashtag,
Uh-huh.
a Y, S and a L,
Uh-huh.
a hashtag slime life, a hashtag hey baby, a at original slime slug, which is me.
Uh-huh.
Him and I are the founders of YSL. So brilliant. Photo by 3031.
All right. And then you have a tattoo with the word Haiti on your leg.
Yes.
All right. And is that in permanent ink?
Yes.
And original slime, what was that meant to denote?
Basically, I was there when it began.
So, when did it begin?
Them dates. Them dates. Don't.
You don't have to be precise. Talk about generally. When did it begin? We know the picture was in 2014. Is that fair? Had to be before then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
In
So
2014.
generally, what year?
Probably a year or two prior. I can't recall the exact date.
And where is it that, since you were able to name the other founders, where is it that you all were when you all founded this group?
That's more than 10 years. I don't know. I'm sorry. I ain't being non-responsible. I don't recall.
And since you're one of the original founders, could you tell the jury how it came about?
So at the time, we was going through like a phase with the whole rock crew gang ordeal. And decided that wasn't the approach we wanted to take anymore. So the rock crew gang was known for like committing crimes and like being a gang. We was trying to take a different approach. We had a passion for music. We often listen to music, love music. So we said, hey, we're gonna change the narrative and try to do something positive by create a music organization.
A music organization.
Yeah, at the time, go back to that statement I made to those detectives. I wasn't telling them, hey, is this being non-responsive? So I wasn't telling them, hey, I'm not committing crimes under the name Rock Crew or gangbang upon the name Rock Crew no more. I'm committing crimes upon the YSL and gangbang upon the YSL. That wasn't my direction with the statement I was making. I was trying to tell them, hey, kind of trying to put that Rock Crew narrative behind me and switch it up to something positive. And at that time, it was like a window open for us to like do music. So that's the approach. In that initial statement, I said, hey, we're no longer going by that. We got a music situation going on, stand for Young Slime Life. We even go by saying that it's young, successful living, trying to put the whole Rock Crew gangbanging narrative behind us and take a different approach.
Let's break that apart a little bit, okay? You said, you referenced the whole Rock Crew gang ordeal. What ordeal?
Being known for Rock Crew and gangbanging and committing crimes.
And that was all three founders' intent to put that whole Rock Crew gang ordeal behind you?
Some of the founders wasn't even a part of the Rock Crew whole thing. That was their way of grasping me, saying, hey, let's do something different. Why you got the chance to?
You mentioned the statement that you gave to the detectives. I'm going to show you State's uniform once more and ask you to read number 6 under defendant's factual acknowledgments on page 3. Would you read it verbatim?
Defendants advised law enforcement that YSL originally stood for Young Slime Life, but the group began calling itself Young Successful Lifestyle after Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, signed a record. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I just...
So, why did you change the name after he signed a record deal?
Bro, you just explained it. Like, what the fuck?
So, Young Slime Life sounded more suitable to like listening ears. I mean, truth be told, that's what people want to hear. And once you get in and kick the door down, you can like change the situation on how people look at you, but initially they won't, smile like. But once you, yeah.
You said they want young slime life. What about young slime life was it that you believed people wanted?
I'm sorry. Ms. Love, can we put a pin in that before he answers that question and let our jury have a comfort break?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a comfort break and let's come back for 4 o'clock, okay? And we'll see where the day leads us at that point in time. All right, all rise.
Yeah, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jurors left us. Mr. Stevens, you can step out and take 15 minutes and come back, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, don't testimony anybody except your attorneys, okay? All right, Ms. Love, and let me get a couple representatives from the defense. Can you all come up for a second, please?
Alright, you come back in an hour, okay? Be back. I'm gonna come back in an hour or two. Probably not, cause nah, take it slick, no cap. Take it slick. No doubt about that. You just gave like 90%. You gave 90% for the defense and 10% for the states, bro. And it's the witness for the state, but like, bro, Young Thug ain't going anywhere, bro. My Shani dog, my looks like bro is not going anywhere. Bro might be free. Get free might be free. That's crazy, bro. 2-year trial for nothing. Slick. Tick is slick. Shut up. I'll see you in an hour or so. Gang.